Right, let's all. Hi guys, okay, today I'm going to teach you how to tune your guitar. Next step in my kind of beginner series. I'm going to show you to do it two ways. I'm going to show you how to download the app on my phone, and then I'm going to teach you how to use the phone to tune your guitar. And then I'm going to also show you how to do it with the clip-on tuner, which is the tuner I use most of the time when I'm out teaching. It's very, very useful. So I'll show you how to do it with both of those. Effectively, it's the same thing twice, but I just want to go through so you've seen me do it both ways. And hopefully, if you are a beginner and you're following this series through, and you've got yourself a guitar, and you know what the strings are called now, you will then be able to tune it, because often when you buy it, especially if you buy it in a boxed up, which you often do in packs, you will need to tune it because it will have been completely loosened. So this is what you basically have to do. There's going to be a lot of editing in this video, so we'll see how that goes for me. But next thing will be, it will cut and you will see my phone, and you will see me basically downloading an app that I have used before to tune my guitar. There are others available, and it's not the only one, and my phone is not an iPhone, as you can probably tell, so there might be different ones on Apple. I'm sure there are, but they might be the same one as well. But all of them that I've seen working effectively the same way. So that's what we're going to try and get through today. We'll see how this cuts together, and I'll see you in a second with a close-up of my phone. Okay, I'm behind the camera now. This is weird. So this is my phone. That's the time. That's the date. Exciting stuff. I'm just going to unlock it, and I'm going to go to my App Store. Now, I've already typed in the first letter up there. Okay, so the one I'm going to use is called G Strings. It actually automatically comes up on here as the second one down. So I've typed in G, and then you can see strings there. So I'm going to tap on G Strings. It takes ages to, no, there it is. So that's the one I'm going to use. I'm just going to touch on that, and then I'm going to install it. And I'm going to accept that. Kind of need to use the microphone to tune it. And okay, if I just hit open, it'll automatically load it up, hopefully. But my phone's quite slow. Come on, open, there we go. And I'm just gonna go cancel because I don't care about that. And then here is the app. Okay, so what we're actually gonna use to tune it, we're just gonna do tune auto, because I'm gonna take you through the strings so you can see basically what hertz you need on each string. So we're going to just do tune auto, okay? And that's all you do is you touch on that, then you can start to tune things. See, it's trying to tune my voice. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Next cut, you'll see me with a guitar that's very badly out of tune, and I'm going to tune it up. Okay, I'll see you in a sec. Right, okay, back after another awesome cut. I always want to say back to the studio. That's really what I was desperate to say before that last bit. But anyway, I digress. Here is my horribly out of tune guitar. That is absolutely beautiful. Here is my phone. Now, just a little note, it uses the microphone, which is in the bottom here. So if it's a very noisy atmosphere, if you've got people shouting or TV on and stuff like that, music on, it's not going to work. So you do have to be aware that it has to be quiet. So I'm going to have to stop talking as I'm doing the tuning. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this so I can show it to you, simply because I don't have enough hands or enough cameras to film it all at the same time. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to show it to you as best I can here. So hopefully that will give you some idea. I'm just going to hold it up like this, so hopefully you can see. Now we just hit tune auto again. You know it's working because the needle starts moving when I'm talking. There you go. So I'm just going to play my note. Okay, so that's a D sharp. We want that to be an E, so it's very close because a D sharp is just a semitone off an E. So I'm going to need to put my phone down briefly whilst I tighten the string. And you'll see me doing that just about up this end here. This is the string that's the E string, okay? And I'm going to tighten it by turning it that way, okay? When I say that way, I of course mean anti-clockwise. I just realised you might not be able to see me turning it. I'm turning it, I'm going that way. I'm turning it anti-clockwise. It's weird because obviously I'm seeing this view and everything's reversed in the view, so it's kind of, it's messing me up a little bit. But anyway, so I'm just going to show you the phone now and show you that it's in tune. Okay, so that's the E you're looking for. Now it's because it's using the microphone, it's not always going to be the most accurate way to tune it. You know, if you're going into a recording studio, you don't want to be tuning your guitar like this, but it'll work for day-to-day activities. Second string down now, so if you can see my thumb there, on the second string down just about. So this should be an A, so let's see what we get. So I'll hold it up again so you can see, hopefully. Okay, it's nearly an A, it's just a little sharp. So now I'm going to turn it the other way, which would be clockwise. Okay, I'll hold it up again. Okay, there's our A. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the D, which is the third string down. So the third string down needs to be a D. But it's a C sharp, so again it's a semitone out. So I'm just going to tighten it, so it's going to be anti-clockwise. Went too far. Okay. Next one, so the fourth one down from the top now. So this is going to be on my guitar. This is still a kind of golden one, but I need to change the strings. But on yours, it might be a nylon one. It might be the first nylon one, or if on an electric, it's the first one that's unwound. But this one is still slightly wound. But anyway, so it's the G string. I hold this up. Very slightly out. It's not a C, that's my voice. So it's just slightly flat. So again, I just need to sharpen it. Now, because I'm now on the tuning pegs underneath, it feels weird. It is technically, if you're looking at the guitar from underneath, it would still be anti-clockwise to tighten, but it feels slightly weird obviously because it's upside down. It's something you'll get used to, but you should be able to hear the pitch change, so just use your ears. That's the real tip. But that's basically to tighten, we turn it that way as I just did, and to loosen we turn it back the other way. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, it's just about right. Next one should be a B. So now this is my first unwound one, but for you this might be your second unwound one. It could be a nylon one, etc., etc. Okay, tiniest bit too sharp. So again, we just need to flatten it slightly. Went too far again. Okay, that'll do. And the final one is another E. I'll show you the B, sorry. I'll show you the B in tune. There's the B in tune. And then I'm going to do another E. Wow, that's a G sharp. That seems a bit unlikely, but... Okay, so that wasn't actually a G sharp. That was basically a D. But my guitar was, because that's why I played the G to hear if it was close, but it wasn't close. That's just one of the problems with using your phone. Sometimes they get a little confused. All that was actually happening was my right hand, the hand I was picking with, was just slightly resting on one of the strings, and it was making a little bit of a noise. And over the thicker strings, you couldn't even hear it. But on the high E string, the phone could pick it up, and it was completely confusing it. Just that little tiny bit of noise there. So you do have to be very, very careful with tuning with a guitar. Tuning with a phone, because it's not the easiest thing to do. But I'll just show you that I have finally got it right. Okay, so to give it a strum, give the whole thing a strum. You can hear it sounds in tune. Play some Frank Turner. So that's basically how we tune using a phone. It's not the best way to do it, but it is probably the cheapest way. If you've got yourself a guitar and you have yourself a smartphone, you can tune your guitar, and there's no reason you shouldn't be able to. Yes, it will probably take you longer than it just took me, because I've done it thousands and thousands and thousands of times. But if you follow the principles, basically, you play one string at a time, you take a little second to see what note it is, and you just got to remember the order of the strings, which I've already gone through, but it's basically E, A, D, G, B, E. That's better. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay? And they should sound like this. Lowest E, A, D, G, B, E. And if you get really confused, you can hopefully you'll be able to read just about the hertz I had on the phone to give you an idea of what you're aiming for as well with those notes, because obviously there are lots of different E's and A's, so you have to make sure you get the right one. Okay, sometimes that's something I have seen sometimes where people over sharpen something because they're looking for the next one up when actually they need to go flatter, or vice versa. Sometimes they go too flat when they need to go up. But that's the basics of tuning a guitar, basically. And I will cut now, and I will detune this again, and I will slightly adjust the camera, and I will use a clip-on tuner that is actually what I use, and that's what I prefer to use as my way of tuning. So hopefully that'll help you tune your guitar. If you don't have a clip-on tuner, next you'll see me tuning my guitar with a clip-on tuner, which I think is the best way to do it. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Hi guys, okay, so same thing again. This is a clip-on tuner. I'm just going to unclip it and then show it to you. So there it is. It just has a little clippy bit that you clip onto your headstock. Just uses the vibrations to tune you, so it gets the notes, and that's how you can use it to tune your guitar up. I've had to adjust my camera like this because it wasn't picking it up at all, so you won't be able to see me strumming the strings or anything, but hopefully it will give you an idea. So you get your tuner like this. This one was about £15 maybe, £10-15, I don't know, something like that. It was the cheapest one I could buy at the time. This is my second one of these because the other one was broken when I was teaching at a school. You know who you are, basically these are great for that, because I can tune students' guitars up really quickly, and I lose as little time as possible. And in those lessons, it's perfect. It actually is not too bad a tuner in general as well, but I wouldn't, again, if I was in a studio, I'd want a much better tuner. So let's clip it on. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see. So you can just about make out that says E flat. So I'm just going to tune that up to an E. Now the real advantage is I can just keep talking. There's an E, perfect, because it's not got a microphone on it. It's just using. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. There's our A. It was a little flat, but hopefully you won't mind if I'm a little bit hasty with this little bit. Here's my D, my G. Perfect already. B flat, so we need to get up to a B. There we go, and then E's perfect already. Okay, so that's my preferred way, a little clip-on tuner. Let me zoom out so you can just see it. That's zooming in, Paul. Let me just zoom out so you can see. There it is, just sitting on my headstock, basically. There's my first fret. And if you keep it on there, we'll keep doing it, so you can then very quickly just go, okay, my E's in tune, or whatever it happens to be. So these are great. I've used them live. As I said, this one's absolutely fine, and it is the cheapest one I could find. You can get better ones that have on-off switches, because this has a tendency to not turn itself off properly sometimes when you do that. If I just move that there, it'll turn itself back on again, and then you waste the battery. So it's not perfect, but it does the job, and it's a really good way to tune up, and it means that you don't have the problems that you get with using your phone. So using your phone is great short term, it's a good stopgap, but if you're getting, if you're starting to enjoy it, or the person you've bought the guitar for is starting to enjoy it, then a clip-on tuner is definitely the best way to go, I would say. But yeah, so that's I'm umming and ahhing, and I don't know why, because I'm basically done. I just wanted to go through and show you 2 different ways to tune your guitar, and the most important thing, hopefully, is that you know what you're aiming to do now, and you can use that to tune your guitar. The best way to get used to tuning your guitar is just to do it lots and lots of times, and it will probably take you a little bit of time to start with, and then you'll get faster and faster and faster, and after a time you will get used to the strings, and you'll be like, oh, that's out, and you'll just be able to tweak it a little bit by ear. And as I mentioned a couple of times, if you're in a studio and you're recording, it's a different process, because you have to be bang in tune, and you have to have a really good tuner. I mean, if you're in a studio, they'll probably have one that you can use, or the guy who's actually producing it will probably be able to tune your guitar up awesomely well. But yeah, that's a little bit of a different situation, but for just general practice, those 2 things are absolutely fine. And they can be used for gigging as well, especially if you all have the same tuner. If you'll use the same tuner, it really, really helps. But anyway, I digress massively, and that's the next part of my beginner's session. So we've had the kind of intro to the guitar. These are the guitar strings, these are the parts of the guitar. Now we've had the tuning up, and then I've got the 6 chords for you to have a little bit of a go at. And those are kind of the first 8 videos that I've done in this beginner series. But I am just mumbling on now, so I will see you again soon. Bye bye.